So once again is this, when you look at a joint, there are 2 points worth noting. The first is the structure of a joint or its anatomical design, which represents how stable a joint could be. The second feature would be the functional aspect of a joint, which defines the range of motion performed at the joint. So in this slide, we're going to examine basically the range of motion. So the joints can be subdivided into three different types of joints based on the range of motion. The first one is called synarthrosis or synarthrotic joint. So these are the different categories of a joint based on the range of motion of the joint. So synarthrotic joint is very fixed, which means there's no movement. A good example is suture in the skull. So sutures is an example of a synarthrotic joint. In amphiarthrotic joint or amphiarthrosis, the joint has very little or some range of motion. So which means it has very little movement. An example of this would be the example of amphiarthrotic joint is pubic symphysis. Diarthrosis or diarthrotic joint has lots of movement or lots of range of motions, and an example of this is going to an example of diarthrotic joint is, or are I should say, shoulder, hip, elbow, knee, and so on. Okay. Now, joints can be subdivided into different categories based on the structure or its anatomical design.